Welcome to Sprint 11 of the HelloDBP demo. And in this sprint, we're going to use Integration Server to trigger a case to be created in AgileApps. All right, Jay. So what we've now got is we've got alerts. We now can very accurately monitor the health of our things, and we can have our engineers watching dashboards. But I don't want them watching dashboards all day to see if there are alerts. Is there some way that we can actually automatically assign some work to an engineer, because when one of these alerts happens, we need to send an engineer on site. So is there somewhere he needs to be able to track his work, and that can show up as a case in our case system?
Yes, and I think what we're talking about is a very simple tracking application that lets them put in some notes and maybe some pictures of what went wrong with the thing, maybe assign the work to somebody else if that person's on vacation. And it seems like a nice simple app that we can create, and there's a capability called AgileApps for this. And what I want to show is how easy it is to define a new application. Just you define some simple fields that are going to match our use case, and then manually create a thing alert case. We'll just show what it looks like to manually create it, but then in reality, you're going to have an alert that happens just like they did when that event is detected, and then we want to have an IS trigger that says look for that event, and then create a new thing alert case, and then we'll show and demo that. Okay, and I'm going to do this, Jonathan, but I know that you're a skilled IT guy. You don't code so much, but you could even build this app. But because I've got the keyboard, I will build it. But it's something that our business professionals can do, like yourself. So let's switch over, and you can start the timer.
Sprint timer now.
Okay, so this is AgileApps. This instance is in the cloud. And I've already built this app before, like I built everything in HelloDBP. So let's create a brand new one. So this time we're going to create a new application, and we're going to create it using the wizard. The application name, I'm going to pull from, let's see, where is this? AgileApps. So the application name is going to be Thing Alert Demo. The case object is the main object that we're going to create is a I have to call it the object. It's called Thing Alert Demo. And then we're going to define this object. And now we're just going to put a few fields. You can go ahead and start narrating.
Yep. So what Jay's doing here is now picking the fields that we're going to associate with that case. You see that subject and description, there's a bunch of other ones that are automatically part of that. But in this case, we want to have the ID of the thing, of course, the name and indication of the health, or at least the last measurement of that. And that's about it. Yep.
And I think that's it. Now we create.
That's dynamic case management application. Okay. So that's created successfully. Now what you see is we can just to check this. This is how you would create a case manually within AgileApps. But of course, we don't want these things created manually. But just to show what that would look like,
I'm going to say it's -1. Well, I don't know. I'm going to say 0.
No.
So this is really bad. It's a P1. Okay.
You notice these things like priority status, close date, and so on are these are just the automatic standard fields.
And we can change everything, but we're just this is the app that's automatically created. And imagine I went there as an engineer. I went on site and I had some comments, and maybe I said this one is really bad, and so I can put a private note on here. I could send an email. And I could sign it to you. So let's say that I'm going to go on vacation and I want to change the owner, assign to a different person. So I'm going to say you would, and say, can you fix this mega thing? Okay. So I'm going to assign it to you. And before I do it, I'm going to take a picture of, because I did go on site and I saw this. And it was badly broken, so I'm going to attach a picture of that and save these changes. And then I think it shows up on here. Let's see what that looked like. Ah, that looks bad, doesn't it?
Oh boy, that's rust burnt.
That's probably why
I
we were
think we've
getting
got,
zero
we've got a heat
health.
issue. We've got a heat issue with that thing. Okay.
Okay. I think now let's go ahead and go switch over to integration server to make that trigger. So we're gonna, I've built this.
So we now have the ability to handle a
thing.
case, but what you need to do
Yeah.
now, I guess, of course, is to now subscribe to that thing alert that Apama was sending, and now create a case. So you've created a service there which will create a case remotely, and now you're going to create a service for, oh, you've already got the service for invoking that, so it's just going to be a web methods messaging trigger. So just like you were subscribing, if you were subscribing to broker or universal messaging, you can do exactly the same with digital event services, just by subscribing to a document type that's bound to that special ISDES connection that we saw a few sprints ago.
I'm going to
Right,
subscribe to
so
that
you
thing
pick,
alert, and I'm going to call, when that happens, I'm going to call that create thing. And that's it. I just say save.
great big alert case service, yeah.
Yep, I think that's it. So I just created a little alert that says, or sorry, a trigger that says
Yep.
when you find that alert, then call that flow to create a case. And let's go ahead and see if that works. So let's go back to the main dashboard for Thing Alerts demo, and there should only be one alert there, but it's I don't know why it's there. It is. It's that one. And there'll be so that was the one we created. So I'm going to delete that one so that we have none right now. And then let's run one of those simulators, and it should generate some events and some alerts. So let's go ahead and run that again. And let's go look at our dashboard. So it should start moving here. I'm going to unselect this one. And we have this new one called 532. There's 532. And all this has already been running for a few seconds, and it's already generated lots of alerts. So if we go back to the portal now, if this worked, there should be some alerts here.
Don't think that was the new one, Jay.
That wasn't it? Okay.
That was 10 minutes ago. That was a different one.
Okay, very good. Then what's the newer one? Let me just see what the newer one was.
532, the one above it. Thing 8.
532. That one. There we go. So there's still two alerts.
Yep.
Okay, and it says thing 8 may be broken. So if we switch to this one, I think something went wrong. Oh, I know why it's not showing up here. It's because in the service that fired, it created a new case for the one that I already built, the one called Thing Alerts. So let's switch over to that application and take a look at any new activity there. And yes, there's one called Thing 8. If you remember, it was Thing 8 that had created these two alerts. And we have over in this other application that was already connected to the HelloDBP, you remember the one from the oven, now we have these two thing events, these thing cases. Okay, and you already saw the features of that. So let's switch back.
Absolutely great, yep.
That's where we are.
So what we've done there is we now used Integration Server to create a case in AgileApps, and we saw the work log application that our engineer would actually use when he goes on site and can capture all sort of information about that case, about the thing that he's gone to take a look at because it's gone unhealthy.